I've always wondered what I could be good at because I have cerebral palsy, so it's a disability that affects a part of your brain. Like, it can make one side weaker than the other. My left arm mostly is weaker than my right hand. Then that's why I use this hand often. I use the right hand so much, sometimes I forget I have the left hand.
Through Project Search and Project Life, which Project Life taught her life skills, that was a 1 or 2 year program that she did. And then Project Search, she actually did other jobs, and then they would evaluate that job, and then she'd move on to another job. So it found her strengths, and her strengths was communicating with people and interacting with people.
When I was in Project Search, a guy from Easterseals named Randy, he helped me with interviews and looking professional for them.
The Easterseals comes in and they help her get the job in the first place. We didn't have to drive her to those interviews, they did.
They helped me write the resume because I'm not very good at writing. They helped me remind me of all the past things I could do. Like in the summers, I walked at a pool as a concession stand walker, and they helped me write that down and talk about my school life, etc., etc. But after I graduated, Randy, he helped me get the job on Kroger.
When she finally got the job with Kroger, we knew that that was a perfect fit for her because you see people in Kroger with special needs all the time and have that coach that comes in too.
Easterseals has lots of coaches like Laura, for example. Her job is to come in to see how I'm doing and ask my bosses what I can improve on. If she says there's something I need to improve, I'll do it. If she says I'm doing a good job, I'm happy.
She understood Shelly from the get-go. She understood her sense of humor. She knew that Shelly was a people person. It makes me feel good that she's there if there's any problems.
I'm grateful that they come in to check on me to see how I'm doing. Laura the most.
I think Kroger does a wonderful job with Shelly. Just her schedule when she needs it. They're very accommodating. It's just her confidence just bloomed with it.
I felt happy, like, to help people. They like my personality. I do tell a joke or two when I'm almost done bagging the groceries. They do say, well, that brightened up my day.
Kroger is honored to serve as the presenting sponsor of the 2022 Easterseals Redwood Brighter Future Celebration. The Kroger Easterseals Redwood relationship goes back many, many years. An organization with a vision and a mission continues to play a leading role in connecting people to opportunities that will help them achieve economic self-sufficiency. On behalf of Kroger, I want to extend a big congratulations to all Easterseals Redwood's 2022 Brighter Future Celebration Award recipients. With a big shout out to Shelly Logier, a 7-year Kroger associate at our Tylersville store. Shelly is known as the bright light to her teammates and her customers. We couldn't be more proud of Shelly and the positive spirit that she brings to Kroger every day.
This collaboration has created purpose for so many. Thank you all for watching tonight and hearing more about the amazing work that happens at Easterseals Redwood. We hope you will join Kroger in supporting the mission of Easterseals Redwood. All you have to do is text BRIGHTER to 243-725. Your gift will allow someone in need to feel the pride of employment and purpose.
Sometimes what we need is right in front of us. Discover a world of 24,000 healthcare professionals who have cared for more than 17 million patients. Registered dietitians who develop nutrition plans.
Is that delicious?
Connect with one of our licensed pharmacists in store or online who take the time to review your medications. It's where over 11 million COVID-19 vaccines have been given. It's all here. Kroger Health, a world of care is in store.
The holidays are a time for connecting to the people and things you love. Elevate your connections this holiday season with ultra-fast fiber internet from Alta Fiber. And now, for a limited time, get a free speed upgrade on us.
Back when I was young, I was a great kid. Like, my nickname was Smiley. I used to smile all the time. Like, I always had a great heart and the best interest for everybody. But not having a father in your life, not having that father figure to be there and guide you. You know, my mother was working 2 jobs. You know, it's 5 of us. I got 2 older brothers, 2 younger sisters. We was doing fun stuff then as kids. Sometimes we'd play golf in the field or play football in the field. Everybody from the neighborhood get together. As I got older, those things just really went out the window when we started selling drugs and, you know, the concept of living in the hood. Everybody did the things that the neighborhood did. Everybody did. I did a lot in the streets coming up. Police came and they locked me up for selling drugs, but for guns too as well. I entered the penitentiary when I was 18. I did 7 years, my first incarceration. I stayed in my rack a lot, thought about a lot of things that I've been through, things that I've done, things that I could have did better, and where I wanted to see myself in the near future, you know, going back into society. And I grew from that situation. The situation was deep, it was hurtful, and it was painful. By them locking me up, they really didn't lock me up, they really did me a favor. And after the 7 years, I came home and it was very hard for me to gain employment. It was hurting me to the core. You know, I was living with my mother, with my record, especially having aggravated robbery on your record. It didn't have no resume. And I'm pretty much telling myself, like, I know I ain't gonna get no job, nobody gonna hire me. Like, so I know I ain't gonna get no job, so why should I live and be broke, not being able to buy my own clothes? But I had a major breakdown. I took a gun and I ran up in the woods, put the gun to my head, and I was really seriously about to take my life. It was unbearable. The fear of living was mainly one of the biggest emotional things, and I wanted to take that fear away. My mother and my stepfather was chasing me, and he was just telling me everybody loved me and he loved me. Your life is worth living. That's when I really handed him the gun, like, just let it out. Once I let it out, you know, I exhaled, basically, when I let it out. And then he most definitely did me a great favor.
The challenges in the lives of the folks we serve are compounding. And one thing leads to another, leads to another. Our purpose at Easterseals Redwood is to advance equity, inclusion, and access. What that means is, are we providing people with the skills and supports that they need to get to their highest level? So whether it is a person with a disability who is trying to get their first job, whether it is a veteran with PTSD who just needs a safe, supportive environment and someone that can help them access the benefits that they're entitled to, or whether it is a person in poverty who's trying to do more for their family, we are all about finding that person and connecting them to the services that they need to change their life.
Dave Daniels, who's the individual advocate at Building Value, had told me that he had met this guy, just been released from prison, and while he had been incarcerated, he had achieved a lot of certifications in the construction business.
I have a friend that knew the supervisor at Building Value. He recommended me to go there. I presented all my certifications. I was not leaving until I got that job.
The first day I worked with Stefan, I knew the guy was golden. You could tell that he was just anxious to impart his knowledge and experience onto these younger guys and gals. When he had an opportunity to move to one of the largest contractors in Cincinnati, he said he'd prefer to stay here and work with the young kids, as he put it, so that he could instruct them on how not to make the mistakes he made and mentor them.
And I just really wanted to give back to the community, such as Easterseals and Building Value with what we stand for.
The phrase iron fist and a velvet glove comes to mind. He just coaches them constantly. I'm incredibly happy you're still with us, Steph, and keep up the good work, buddy.
I always wanted to be a leader, helping them get out of, whether it's the streets, abusive relationship, financial struggle, helping them to soar, spread their wings, break free, and into the sun to gain success and be happy.
For builders, homeowners, and makers, Building Value is the sustainable resource for hard-to-find and one-of-a-kind items. We reclaim usable materials, giving old items new life. We have Cincinnati's largest selection of doors, windows, high-end appliances, and architectural treasures at less than retail prices. When you shop at Building Value, you're saving the environment and supporting life-changing programs in our community. Visit us today.
I just want you to know I am. I just want you to know I am.
As a proud past board chair of Easterseals, I am delighted to be the executive chair of the Power of Work, Power of Purpose Transformational campaign. Kroger and Easterseals have partnered for more than 4 decades. Kroger is proud to have employed hundreds of associates served by Easterseals, including people living with disabilities, veterans, and those who have faced economic disadvantages in their lives. We believe in feeding the human spirit, a belief that we share with the future aspirations of Easterseals' Power of Work, Power of Purpose Transformation campaign.
Our goal is to raise $21 million to build an economic empowerment center that will fuel trained and empowered workforce for our community, and also the first of its kind veteran and military family service center. We want to create a space where veterans can access the support that they need, and we're going to open our space up to any veteran serving organization in the community.
This ambitious $21 million campaign will not only impact Easterseals, but it will help transform the entire greater Cincinnati community.
Earlier this year, we stood on this bridge in northern Kentucky, bridging the Ohio River, to announce the combination of Easterseals serving greater Cincinnati and Redwood of northern Kentucky. We believe in coming together, that there's no reason that what side of the river you live on should determine what services that you're eligible for. In my mind, that's why we're doing this. We're doing it to ensure that people have access to the services they need, regardless of what side of the river that they live on. Easterseals Redwood will exist to meet those needs. Our campaign is about helping people at every step along the way to connect to the power of work and the power of purpose.
The holidays are a time for connecting to the people and things you love. Elevate your connections this holiday season with ultra-fast fiber internet from Alta Fiber. And now, for a limited time, get a free speed upgrade on us.
Each year, we choose a community partner that has helped to advance our mission and purpose at Easterseals. And this year, we've chosen PLK. And there's so many facets of Easterseals Redwood that PLK has touched. And one of the best things about PLK volunteers is they're skilled. They come in, they know what they're doing, and they do it really well.
PLK is so honored to be receiving the Outstanding Community Partner of the Year award.
It means a lot for our business that our community partners know that we're there for them. It's great to hear that they do value what we're doing, and we want them to know that we value what they do for us as well.
Years ago, we started maybe with 1 day a year or 2 days a year, just shutting all the offices down and giving back, not just to Easterseals, but to other organizations through the city.
Some form, some way, we're always giving back to the community because they have so many connections and can reach other companies to help come together and help out the communities.
They've been very generous donors to Easterseals and our programs. They've hired Building Value to do deconstruction work in some of their properties, and they've donated significant amount of product to Building Value when they've rehabbed one of their multi-unit residential properties.
The services that they provide, it makes such a difference and an impact in the lives of the people that they support.
It's a mutually beneficial relationship. They really serve underrepresented groups within the community and really our nation as a whole.
PLK has helped Easterseals Redwood in so many ways, and we just want to say thank you.
Like a lot of people, I was in high school when 9/11 happened. I immediately knew I wanted to do something. I joined the Navy at 17. I was the youngest sailor in 2003. I went in as a cryptologic technician communications specialist, where I ultimately ended up in Washington, D.C. I went in very young. I got married 9 days after I turned 18 and had a baby when I was 19, 1,000 miles away from anybody that I knew, except for my husband at the time. My first husband was an addict. The relationship became abusive. It wasn't a great situation, and having a baby just exacerbated everything. And I got postpartum depression, which, with the clearance that I was given for my job, it wouldn't allow me to keep the clearance. So they gave me the opportunity to separate, so I took it. I was very young and proud and wanted to do everything on my own, and I didn't even think to ask for any resources or help or anything like that, so it was crazy. I didn't get the support that I needed from my ex-husband. We separated. It was 2006, so it was the beginning of the recession, and so I moved up to where there was a better job market here in the Cincinnati area. I eventually enrolled in college in 2015, and I got my degree in legal studies. And then I had a job in a law firm before I graduated. I was in the foreclosure industry, and when the COVID pandemic hit, foreclosures came to a standstill. They ended up laying off most of everybody in the firm, but I was one of the last people there. I did it at 25% less pay because they cut all of our pay, and I was doing sometimes a job of 2, 3, 4 people depending on the situation. It kind of put me into a dark place for a while, and it affected work and me, and I got into a habit of just getting in my car and driving and just blaring whatever I needed to hear at that time. It started to rain and I was going 45, 50 miles an hour. The turn is like a 90-degree turn. Tried to slam on my brakes to slow and turn, but all I did was skid, fly over the creek. As I saw the tree, the car crushed into me. All the airbags popped and everything just happened so fast. I hate this road. This house right here is the house of the gentleman that pulled me out, but the accident was right over here. It's just scary to see in the daylight, and I don't know, it's hard to explain. Because, like, if I didn't have my seatbelt on, I wouldn't be here right now. The car fell onto the passenger side, and I was hanging. I had my seatbelt on. I couldn't tell if the car was on fire or it was the airbag smoke because everything was smoky. And about the time I got my seatbelt off, it was about the time I heard the neighbor hollering, like, "Are you okay?" Reaching for me and helping pull me out of the car. And when the tow truck showed up, it was about the time I couldn't stand anymore. I was like, I can't stand. I was discolored all over my chest and stomach and my legs. I texted my boss, texted her a picture of my car in the creek, and she said, "Were the kids with you?" I said, "No." I think that was the end of our conversation. And then a few hours later, when I was in the hospital, is when I got the phone call from HR with her on the line, telling me that they were letting me go. I stepped up for 18 months to almost 2 years, actually over 2 years for them. And at that point, I had fallen on hard times. I was petrified, scared to death. I had never been a single mom of 4 with no car and no job. 2 weeks after my wreck, when I could walk well enough again, is when I contacted Easterseals. And I said, "I need you to help me now, please."
A lot of people sign up for the military when, they're young. And we ask them to endure some pretty traumatizing things. When people come home, they deserve for us to be there for them, because we wouldn't be here without them. Easterseals has been providing emergency support and employment assistance for veterans for more than a decade. We believe that every person who ever signed up to put their life on the line for our country is a veteran and is deserving of service.
When she came in, she had very heavy shoulders. She didn't know what she was going to do. I must have made at least a dozen calls, and then finally I decided to reach out to a friend over at the Kentucky Career Center, and he informed me that at this Career Center they had a position and that she would be great for it.
And I came down and did like an impromptu, informal kind of meeting with one of the people there.
By the end of that, she pretty much walked out of there with the promise that she was going to be hired on. A weight came off of her when we walked out of there.
The following business day, I was told I got the position. Yeah, it was pretty cool. They brought me food. He made sure I had information on where to go to food banks. Like, my kids lived off of food bank food for a couple of months, and made sure I had cards for gas and groceries so that I could get kids to and from activities. And they helped get me through my first month of work until I got my first paycheck. Easterseals should put themselves out there more, because it's an amazing resource. And Easterseals, they helped save my life. And then they were there to just help me keep me on my path. And I think more people should know that they're there. It's been nice because I get to work with people I never thought I would get to work with. People that lost their job unexpectedly, and they're so scared. And there's been, 2 or 3 people I've shared a little bit with, like I was in your position not too long ago, and they leave with some security, like knowing that it's not the end of the world. Things will get better. I like that. I couldn't fight anymore by myself. I knew I needed help. I did it for my kids. I couldn't let them see me go down another rabbit hole again. I want them to have a better life than I ever had. So.
Tonight, you had the opportunity to meet 3 wonderful people we serve who are on their way to a brighter future. And the reality is that there are hundreds more people like them at Easterseals Redwood who are ready for their brighter future, for their breakthrough moment. And that brighter future wouldn't be possible without the support of donors like you. If hearing these stories makes you want to be a part of our vision, I assure you, we need your help. I encourage you to join us in building a stronger community and helping breakthrough moments happen for the people that we serve at Easterseals.